sunshines, how are you? It's Elizabeth, Finding Elizabeth, and it is, July 10th, I think, 2017. I have no voice. I talked a lot this weekend. Surprise, surprise. I am on my way to LAX to go to San Francisco for the day, and thought I would do my quick video on the way in. So, for those of you who may not know me, I am almost exactly 39 months post vertical sleeve gastrectomy. I have kept off 190 pounds for 2 years, and now I am pushing through for the last 25 of that. And I don't have a weight this morning because I was harried getting ready to get out the door, and I forgot to weigh before I got in the shower. But I have a feeling, if I had to guess, I am probably, as of yesterday, I was up about half a pound. I've been doing little weird stuff this weekend. So let me talk about that real quick. Let's talk about the weight loss stuff real quick. What have I been doing? I have been primarily doing keto. Last, I was in solid ketosis for a couple of weeks, and then last weekend there were just a couple of days where I did, a little bit of things, and it popped me out of ketosis, which is what it is. And I have talked before about struggling with nighttime eating, and this is eating where in the middle of the night, I will wake up, and before I can even thoroughly think through going to get food, I will get food. I moved my bedroom upstairs recently and thought that it sort of solved the problem, but not so much. And my big thing too is like those minutes before I go to sleep, finding myself wanting to eat stuff. And one of the things that I love, and it's not bad by any means, but I think I need to kick it to the curb and not buy it for a little while, is this Dannon Greek light yogurt, cherry yogurt, and it's like 80 calories, and it doesn't even have that. I think it has like 8 carbs or something. And I have that with heavy whipping cream. It's so good. But it's becoming, it's becoming something that I feel like I need to get out of my life for a day or two. So I ate all I had. Now I don't have any. I'm not going to buy it. But anyway, so nighttime eating is still a thing. And I was watching, I've heard Tanya talk about intermittent fasting. I watched some videos over the weekend or last week about intermittent fasting. And I thought, well, I'm going to give this a shot. Here's note to self. Do not, for me, because my eating is pretty regimented, I guess. I mean, I eat this many times a day. I eat this. I would say don't try that unless you have a few solid, for me, I can't start it until I have a few solid days at home. Because what happened was, so the intermittent fasting that I wanted to work toward is called 16-8. So you're eating all your food within 8 hours and you're fasting for 16. And Tanya, as wise as she always is, suggested, why don't you start with 12 hours and then you can work your way up. So I was like, okay, so the last bite of food, which was the last yogurt in the house that I had Friday night, was like at 9:30. So I was like, okay, so I can't eat until 10 o'clock the next day. So the thing about that is I usually have bulletproof coffee first thing in the morning, and I wake up pretty early. Well, I couldn't do that because that has calories, so I had to have black coffee. So I had coffee. I had to pick my brother up from the airport. So I was running around and wasn't really hungry. That wasn't so much an issue. Around 10 o'clock, I started to get hungry, but I was meeting Joelle, Blushing Blonde. If you guys, I don't know if that was her YouTube channel. She doesn't make a lot of videos anymore, but she's a weight loss surgery patient who lives here in Southern California. And we were getting together for lunch at 11:30. And so I was like, I'm just going to push through this and not eat until I meet her for lunch. So did that. Also had 2 skinny margaritas, and we split an entree of steak fajitas, and then I didn't really eat again because we went and got my nose pierced, and then I was supposed to go out to dinner with my mom and my brother, and they were pushing things off, and I started to feel really awful. I had just like a horrible headache. Felt super crummy, and didn't even realize it was because I hadn't really consumed. I mean, the fajitas that we split, I would say if I ate 200 calories, I would be surprised. I mean, of course, there was calories from tequila, but that's not very useful from an energy source. And I had a couple bites of food at my mom's later that night and started to feel better. But it's like, okay, I need to, but it's like, I'm used to getting so many calories in with this bulletproof coffee first thing in the morning. I just have to figure this out a little bit better than I did. So because I'm traveling today, and I'm probably not going to start this till Wednesday, trying to do the intermittent fasting again, because today is going to be a weird day too, and I needed the bulletproof coffee before I got on a plane, because I don't know when I'm gonna, I don't know when I'll be eating today. So anyway, that's that from a weight perspective. But I do think I'm going to give that a try. Overall, feeling good. Workout's going good. All that stuff is generally pretty good. So I wanted to talk about something that came up in one of my conversations with a weight loss surgery friend, where we were talking about the things that there are these things that when you're overweight, you sort of blame on being overweight. So the one thing in particular we were talking about was social anxiety in or anxiety in social situations, parties, etc., and stuff like that, which I also had before. And the person I was talking to said, I thought that had to do with me being fat, but now I realize maybe I'm just not that into social situations, whether I'm fat or not, that's just not something that I'm comfortable with. And I started to think about that, and she was asking me, are there things that you thought were about being overweight that you then discovered were just part of who you are and what your makeup is as a person? And I was really hard pressed to think of anything. And I was saying that I think I may be a little bit unusual because I had huge anxiety in social situations. I don't know if it was anxiety. I just didn't want to go. I never had anything to wear. I didn't like how I looked. Usually I would have an okay time if I went, but it was something that I pretty much avoided like the plague. But I think part of and now I really love social engagement. I still need my time away. So like I can be with people, like I'm going to be with people all day today. I'm going to need to like take a serious chill pill tomorrow, because I'm going to have to be constantly on and with people from when I get to the airport until I get back on the plane tonight at 10:30. So, and I'm going to need tomorrow to recoup from that, because that's a lot of engagement. But one of the things I was thinking is, in the beginning, when I first started dating, I was super uncomfortable and anxious and whatever. And then it got to the point where I did it so many times. Now that's very easy for me. And I think that might be one of the things that has led to me not having anxiety in social situations as much, because I've gone on all these encounters with people where I'm meeting somebody for the first time. I don't know what they think about me. I have to make conversation. And now it is super easy to me. So anyway, what I've discovered is I like social situations regardless, but I don't know if maybe I ramped up to that quicker than most people just because I was doing all of these social things. And in like group social settings, I got to do that initially in a very safe place through weight loss surgery stuff and with weight loss surgery friends. But anyway, I have been thinking since we had this conversation a couple days ago, is there something that I thought was related to me being fat that I realize is not? Well, okay, now I just thought about one answer to this. So all those things, so yes, I guess, because there's all these things, because you blame everything on being fat. So if I would say I'm, picking the wrong people in relationships, it's because I'm fat, and I think that's all I deserve or whatever. Well, here's the thing. Obviously, I have still not always made the best choices in that department, and that doesn't have anything to do with being fat. So that person I was talking to, I thought of something that I thought was because I was fat and I wasn't. But I'm curious, everybody says, I don't want to make a video, I don't have anything to talk about. So I'm thinking maybe in my Monday videos, I'll throw out a topic, and if you guys want to make videos about it, and we can kind of talk and share experiences, that might be kind of cool. So if you want to do that, talk about what are the things that you thought were related to being fat that once you lost weight, you realized weren't. Okay, I know there were like a bunch of shout outs. First, Jenny, VS Jenny, had her baby. He is adorable. That just thrills me to no end. Scotty had his 2-year searchiversary last week. And I'm sure there's 9 million other things. It's getting ready to be Amy's birthday, and she's getting plastics. Yeah, I don't know. All the things, all the people. Love you all. Follow me on Instagram if you don't, because that's where I like to play. Yeah, all right. Have a great week, you guys. I'll talk to you later.